So through this, we were able to tell the entire mechanism at the grassroots that this is a close election. What perception we had, say 3 days back or 4 days back, that we might be losing this constituency, you should actually be ready for winning this constituency and put your entire efforts at the grassroots level. Now, when we consider the entire strategy, we have divided it into the mode, the medium, and the message. So if we talk about the modes, there could be various strategies when we start defining that, yes, these are the set of things which we are supposed to do. You could be forming an alliance. You'll have to focus towards who should be the right candidate for this constituency. You have to also look forward that if there could be a split in the opposition, you have to ensure that there could be people who can be inducted as part of your system. So there are all such modes which we consider. One important factor amongst these modes is the messaging, which is what narrative are you floating. I'm not saying that that is the most important thing, but it is amongst the most important things which you should consider when we are finalizing this strategy. Next comes, like Amitabh ji, my elder brother, was also mentioning, there are various mediums which we have witnessed. So, just taking a leaf out from what he mentioned, if you consider the 1952 Lok Sabha, we had somewhere around 489 to 500 seats, and the population was roughly less than 40 CR, around 38 crore was the population. And if you consider the current times, which is 543 constituencies, and the population has almost gone 3 to 4 times. So there is a marginal increase in the number of parliamentary constituencies, but there is an exponential increase in terms of our population. So now the outreach mechanisms have to be devised in a manner that people can be reached out more effectively. Prior to 2000, there was a strong correlation between the public meetings, the in-person interactions, and the electoral success. That would again remain, that would be true. But for politicians to reach out to so many people, it has become increasingly difficult. So that becomes important that we consider these mediums as well. Now coming to the message part, we'll not consider the international ones, even if you consider our national ones. This narrative that India is India, India is India, it brings out that there could be absolute leadership and strong governance. Similarly, if you talk about Achhe Din Aane Wale Hain, it gives people hope and a hope of transformation, that being the narrative. Now, we talk about one narrative flow which we followed in the state of Andhra Pradesh. On the y-axis, you could see the impact of it. On the x-axis, you see the timeline. If you talk about the narrative flow, right at the top, you have to tell people that you are exposing, you are telling people that yes, the leader which has been chosen is not the right person. So we were in opposition in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So we exposed deception, then let people realize that they regret the choice. Then you solidify on the criticism which is happening around, and then you present an alternative. This is the rate determining step in the entire narrative flow. Then the justification of the alternative happens and you amplify the narrative. Why I mentioned that presenting an alternative is a rate determining step, because this is something which people miss out on. They ensure that criticism is done for the opposition, but they do not present them as the alternative. Now, few of the case studies, I am just informed that I only have half a minute, I guess. So, Yuvagalam was one of the transformational campaign which we had. You could just imagine from the fact that more than 3,000 kilometers, Honorable IT Minister now Lokesh went through. all over the state, there was a tenfold jump in the following as well, social media following. Then, if you go back to the articles in 2022, when the split happened for Shiv Sena, people perceived Mr. Eknath Shinde as a traitor, as someone considering resort politics. And flashback to August 2024, he was one of the most preferred Chief Minister choice candidate. Your narrative should be in sync with what the personality of the individual is. That is very important understanding which we have got from various campaigns, and that has been depicted here. When it comes to communication, the communication could be happening within the party, it could be happening with the alliance partners, it could be happening with the electorate, it could be happening to counter the opposition. Second one, which is with the alliance partners, this is something which people miss out on. If there is no coherence, no sync in how your alliance partners are communicating with the electorate, it becomes a problem. So right from the CM and DCM level to the grassroots level, it should flow in a manner that it is in sync for all the parties which are part of the alliance. Crisis management is another thing which we came across during our campaign in the state of Andhra Pradesh, where the Honorable, the then leader of opposition was arrested. So you lack the entire direction from the top leadership. You have to now plan everything on your own. So this we come across, that how to run a campaign in crisis. Now when it comes to the future, most of the campaigns are already in place. If we talk about the message to the party members of AIADMK by a voice in the form of Jayalalitha's voice was utilized. Then Prime Minister Modi is also utilizing Bhashini as a tool. This becomes very important for metro cities where people have come from all parts of the country and you don't necessarily know how to communicate with them in their language. So you try passing on that message. Some minor bits which are there, we try WhatsApp communication to happen at multiple levels and break the echo chamber as well, so that we are able to penetrate through audience which is not necessarily our audience as well. So yeah, that was my time. Thank you to the entire organization.